The story begins with a boy on his way to a construction site. The boy, Quinn, takes an elevator down to meet his mother, Karen. A worker informs the mother that they have encountered a problem, after which the mother leaves her son to deal with it while she goes with Quinn. A worker decides to play a prank on Quinn, asking him to venture into a cave and gives him a flashlight. While exploring the cave, a sense of excitement overcomes him and he touches one of the walls. Suddenly, a dragon attacks him. Terrified, the boy runs outside to save himself. Soon, he meets his mother, and a strange noise attracts the worker's attention. In an instant, the cave catches fire. Karen, alerted by the fireball, goes to the elevator and activates it. Amidst the flames, a dragon appears, terrifying both the mother and the child before flying away. Frightened, Quinn checks on his mother when they reach the surface, but he discovers that she is dead. Years later, the Earth is now in ruins, and dragons rule the world. We then see Quinn, now an adult, working in a mine in England. A man appears and informs Quinn that Eddie is doing something reckless. Quinn quickly goes outside to confront Eddie, who, along with others, plans to leave the community, taking the still unripe crops with them. Quinn forbids them from doing so, as their actions would be disastrous for the entire community. Eddie believes they won't survive until the next season if they stay there. Quinn confiscates the car keys and leaves. At night, a man approaches Eddie in his bed, and the two gather more people. Eddie and his gang head to the crop field. The men from the watchtower notice Eddie and his men looting the crops. They send out an alarm, alerting Quinn's team, which is busy looting the crops. They spot something in the distance and remain silent. They hurry to ask for help before a dragon attacks, setting fire to the field. Eddie quickly gathers the others, and they take cover behind the vegetation. Soon, they realize they are trapped in the flames. Among the flames, a man in protective armor appears and comes to their aid. The dragon cuts off their escape route and unleashes devastating hell upon them. Their vehicle is engulfed in flames. Quinn, together with Eddie and his team, heads in the opposite direction. Back at the shelter, we see Quinn and Creed, apparently beginning a conversation. Quinn sympathizes with Eddie for the loss of his son, who was eaten by the dragon earlier. Creed believes he deserves it, but Quinn thinks he may have been right all along. The man from the watchtower sees heavily armored vehicles approaching. Quinn, along with Creed, quickly rallies his people to prepare for a battle, despite the lack of resources. They hurry to get into battle positions. They believe these are American raiders. When the tanks stop at the entrance, a man asks to see the person in charge of the shelter. The man gets out and waves his arms to show dominance. Quinn passes through the gate, and the man introduces himself as Van Zon from Kentucky. Van Zon claims to be part of the National Guard, has suffered heavy losses, and his army needs a place to regroup. Quinn believes it's a lie and doesn't buy his story. He refuses to let them in, but Van Zon threatens him with a dragon tooth. Quinn tells the story of his encounter with the dragon, which he killed and took the tooth from. After hearing the story, Quinn allows them to enter, although he is still not fully confident. Quinn and Creed meet Van Zon and are introduced to the pilot, Alexandra. Quinn asks about the men standing behind her. She introduces them as archangels who act as human bait for the dragons. As the woman leaves, Quinn orders Creed to keep an eye on the Americans and not let his guard down. A dragon is spotted at the watchtower. The alarm sounds, and people from both sides prepare for battle. The Americans leave quietly. Quinn watches them as they depart, while the archangels coordinate among themselves. The dragon appears in the distance, and their helicopter gains speed and loses the pursuer. Back at the base, Quinn observes the scene and asks Ajay for a situation report. Ajay tells him that the 3D mapping device the Americans are using is not fully operational yet, causing Alexandra to fly blindly. When he realizes that the woman is in danger, he rushes to help her. Quinn discovers that one of the American helicopters has crashed. He quickly finds the device and deploys it. Alex and her crew manage to see their surroundings, only to discover a dragon heading toward their helicopter. Alex makes one of the archangels intervene. The hungry dragon spots the bait and changes its target. One of them dies, and soon another member is devoured by the dragon. Van Zon asks Quinn to act as bait, and he accepts. Van Zon descends from his vehicle and assembles the harpoon while Quinn heads toward him. As soon as Van Zon sees Quinn, he fires the harpoon, scratching Quinn and hitting the dragon, killing it. They celebrate the successful killing of the dragon. As Quinn enters the castle, there are cheers followed by those of the Americans. Van Zon chastises them for being too happy because the death of the dragon cost the lives of 3 of his men. With tears in his eyes, he expresses his disgust for them and leaves. At the base, Alex informs Quinn that the dragon he just killed was a female. She speculates that if they kill the male dragon, they might be able to wipe out the entire species. Van Zon tells Quinn that they are going to London to kill the male and asks Quinn and his people to join them. Quinn refuses to help Van Zon, fearing that he will lead the dragons back to their shelter. Upon Quinn's refusal, Van Zon angrily leaves, and Alex asks Quinn why he refuses to go to London. Quinn reveals that it's the place where his mother died. Meanwhile, outside, Van Zon gathers the men from the community for a mission. Quinn hurries out and punches Van Zon in the face. The two engage in a fight, with Van Zon having the upper hand, beating Quinn to a pulp. Alex intervenes and stops them. Van Zon directs his army toward London. Defeated, Quinn sits down in despair and is consoled by Alex, who passionately looks at him before leaving. Later, inside the castle, Quinn tends to his wounds. The army leaves the shelter and heads for London. As darkness falls and the wind rises, Quinn orders his army to stop as he surveys the surroundings and senses that something is about to happen. He orders Alex to find a route. She gets out of the vehicle and realizes that a dragon is nearby, leading to an explosion in the distance. He orders them to prepare for an attack. Through the thick ashes, the male dragon makes its appearance. Van Zon screams as he unloads his rifle on the approaching creature, while taking cover behind his vehicle to protect himself from the flames. The army opens fire on the dragon, but it disposes of them within seconds. Alex returns and finds Van Zon as the sole survivor. Van Zon confirms that it was the male dragon that attacked them. When he realizes that the dragon is heading toward the castle, the two rush back. At the castle, the dragon slowly approaches the building but eventually attacks Quinn, seeing the flames coming from a distance. Quinn rushes back to his horse. Inside the castle, Creed is busy evacuating people. Quinn arrives but sees the castle on fire and takes advantage of the opportunity to enter. He meets Creed, who is bringing a girl, and tells him that there are more people inside. Without wasting time, Quinn enters the castle. There, he finds two more survivors and leads them safely underground. He wants to go back up to get the others before being stopped by Creed, who offers to go in his place. The dragon returns, perched on the castle, takes a deep breath, and then starts to breathe fire. Creed is engulfed in flames, and Quinn rushes to save him, but it's too late. Later, Quinn hears a voice coming from the other side of the door. It's the Americans, who have returned. At the exit, Quinn wakes up in the ruins of what was once a beautiful castle. A few moments later, Quinn, Van Zon, and Alex prepare to hunt the male dragon. Their plan is to attack when the dragon is at its weakest. The trio travels by helicopter along the cliffs and soon lands on a platform. They take cover behind the stairs and, looking over their shoulders, see an abandoned city full of dragons. Quinn, who knows the city well, suggests they sneak inside. Suddenly, the male dragon roars, causing the other dragons to flee, and Van Zon asks Quinn to clear the way for them. They descend into tunnels and head towards the construction site. Before moving on, Van Zon asks Alex for extremely explosive arrowheads. Van Zon informs them of the plan, which involves delivering a kill shot with a crossbow just before the dragon breathes fire, exposing its chest. When they reach the surface, they take cover and discuss the plan. With the plan finalized, they are ready to take down their formidable enemy. The plan goes into action, and Quinn and Van Zon move out. Seeing Quinn running, the male dragon wants to attack him but manages to avoid the attack. After finding shelter, Quinn searches for his arrows but discovers they fell while he dodged the attack. Van Zon reaches their destination and signals Alex to flee to the base. The dragon follows Alex but soon changes its target and goes after Van Zon. Van Zon aims while cursing the dragon. As the dragon opens its mouth, Van Zon fires the arrow. The arrow explodes in the dragon's mouth, momentarily stunning it. Running out of ammunition, Van Zon equips his battle axe and charges at the dragon. The creature devours Van Zon, and the two run while the dragon breathes fire. Alex spots an arrow near the car and informs Quinn. Quinn reaches out and grabs the arrow, then immediately attempts to reload the crossbow. The dragon immediately lunges at him. Seeing Quinn in trouble, Alex gains some time, distracting the dragon. At the same time, Quinn prepares the crossbow and once again attracts the beast's attention. As soon as the creature opens its mouth, Quinn releases the arrow. The dragon explodes from within. They both get up and see the charred creature to the bone. Later, Quinn is seen working on a communication tower. Alex wonders if the peace will last. Though unsure, Quinn tells her not to worry. The two begin to laugh and walk away, holding hands.